What are your fingers sticky from? That's a question you want to ask. Your hands are sticky.
Why are your hands
what
so
from?
sticky?
Because usually if you say to somebody that their hands are sticky, they have to immediately explain why their hands are sticky. But if you say, oh, your hands are sticky, and then that person doesn't explain why their hands are sticky, just remain silent, then you really do have to ask the follow-up question is,
why are your hands
sticky?
What kind of sticky
What
hands?
substance is this that you've transmitted to my hands?
What kind of stickiness could you get on your hands? Honey?
There's a lot. Honey. It's not just honey.
Honey is the stickiest,
You're
though.
so naive. It could be...
I'm just living in a gumdrops and honey
world. It could
world.
be like sex syrup.
Sex syrup!
You know what I mean?
You
like
mean
some
cum?
kind of... No, gross. No, I mean the
That's what
liquid
Canadian girls call cum. Sex syrup.
Woo-hoo. Get your Mrs. Simpson sex syrup.
Mrs. Simpson sex syrup.
Yeah. That's why I do heroin, so I can get girls high. You know what I mean?
What?
They swallow it and they get fucked up.
It's in the syrup?
No, I'm saying like if you do a bunch of heroin,
Yeah.
it goes into your semen, I think, probably.
It does. You think? Is this a fact?
I think so. Where else could it go?
Well, it's not going to go in your out your pee, maybe. It's going to go in the one thing that no one's going to want to put in their mouth.
What's that thing?
For pee or poo.
How is this podcast starting off like this?
I don't know.
Pee, poo, semen.
This is what we walked that woman on the live episode. Remember when we were talking about...
Oh, that's right.
Would you swallow poo or something?
Yeah, would you rather swallow semen or feces? And most men would say feces.
Most men.
I would rather
not
have...
all men.
I'd rather have a shit on a bun than hot from the tap semen.
Really?
Oh, for sure I would.
You really would?
I would rather eat shit on a bun.
Semen doesn't taste awful all the time. Sometimes you get a bad one.
Sometimes you get a bad batch.
It's true.
Usually, does it depend on the person, or is it like some guy? Like it could be the same guy.
Well, I've heard a lot has to do with what you eat. Like, you know, there's that pineapple myth, but I've also heard that like if you eat a lot of meat, makes it real bitter.
Makes it quite bitter. So I always have my man on a strict
vegetable
swallow
diet.
regiment. I'm not swallowing your cum if you eat that. Have you ever threatened a guy with that?
With not swallowing his
Like,
cum?
if you eat that Big Mac, I'm not swallowing.
Well, one time...
You can blow it in a bucket.
When you're camping, yeah, be careful. There's lots of hot dogs in that cum.
So what did you do last weekend, Kathleen?
What did I do last weekend? What happened last weekend?
Did you do comedy?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Isn't that fun?
I opened for Brian Posehn for the Winter Eruption.
Oh, yeah, I can see why you'd totally forget that.
No, it was fucking awesome. No, it was very good. It was fun because it was at Starlight, and so there were no chairs. Everyone stood like a concert.
Cool. That is kind
It
of
was
neat.
amazing, and it was like really full and fun. I got to do a half an hour, which is weird at festivals if you're just opening. Usually, like, we can do 8 and then get to fuck off. But no, like.
Yeah.
Brent Oliver ran and he booked me and he's let me do a half an hour, so it was very cool. But
And how was Brian Posehn?
He's the greatest human being in the world.
Really?
He's just so nice and like he's very
He seems like a douche in The Mandalorian.
that he's acting.
I hate to judge a guy based on how he acted in a Star Wars movie, but he seemed a bit douchey. I mean,
No,
that ice
he's
was
not.
cracking. What's he doing?
He's not douchey. He's very nice.
Yeah.
He like last time he came here, I opened for him at Yuck Yucks, and my friend who does my tattoos, Tony Sklepic, came out with some of my other friends, and then we were like, "Well, do you want?"
I think if you have a tattoo person, that's a little much. You know
he's
what I mean?
the only person who does my tattoos.
Yeah, but that means something's wrong with you.
Well, yes, Sean, we've established that throughout the episode. Something
Like now that you're balanced with all these pills, I guarantee you your tattoo total is gonna just it's
skyrocket.
No, you're not gonna get
Stop.
them anymore.
Why?
Because it's what desperate people do during sad times.
That's not true.
Sure, who gets a fucking fun tattoo?
Me.
It's always like, here's a picture of my dead friend.
No, only silly.
You
tattoos.
shall live forever through my memories, or something fucking
Only
dumb
silly
and Chinese.
No, people who put sad shit on their body are dumb. People
What do you
like,
got? What's your sad to funny ratio?
Well, this one is kind of sad because this is a rabbit that I killed in the night. I tried to save its life, but it died.
I found a bunny tattoo. You got a bunny tattoo for an animal that you killed?
It was a very nice moment.
Wow.
I tried to kill it. No, I tried to save it.
I tried to kill it. Mission accomplished.
I found it in a snowbank and I tried to save it, but it didn't work. But
did you Google how to save a rabbit?
I did actually. We went and
save
bought
a rabbit?
kitten milk at Walmart because you're supposed to give it kitten milk. They have not milk from kittens, but
they're too young to milk at that time.
Fresh.
So the
milk.
rabbit was how close to death was it?
Well, when I first got him, he was like, I picked him up and he snuggled into my hand. It was so cute.
Aww.
And he seemed okay. I was like, oh, he's okay. He's just like, he's cold, so we'll warm him up. So I snuck him onto like a Greyhound bus because I had to go to Campbell River.
Yeah, this is a great idea. I'm gonna take this dying rabbit onto the Behead Central.
I didn't think it was dying. Okay, and I put it in between my boobs, so it like got to sleep.
That'll give you some life.
It'll give you some life.
Little motor bunny.
And then I got it back to the hotel and we were taking care of it. And then the next day I was watching True Detective when it first came out. I remember that because I was watching True Detective and the bunny just started it just started to fall.
You're like,
and
hey, it's not the show's not that boring.
I was like, wake up, buddy. No, I was really upset. I named him Marcellus Wallace, but
that's too complicated. That's too much name for one day of life. You know what I mean? Go with Ellie or something. Ellie, don't die. Marcellus Wallace, keep breathing.
Keep breathing, Marcellus
Wallace.
No.
And then did he die in your care, or did you take it to a vet?
Well, he had a little seizure in my hand, but he was still alive.
A little seizure.
So then the booker's girlfriend came and picked him up and took him to the vet, and then she called and said they put him down, but then she's like, but the vet said that you did give him a last good little bit of his life and stuff. And then I'm thinking, well, they're just saying that to make me feel better, but
and they didn't say that.
They didn't say that.
They didn't say that. She is a nice woman who made that up.
Oh yeah.
Probably. A veterinarian isn't gonna put down a rabbit and then turn and go, who in whose care was this beast prior to my injection? Who the fuck would care about that? All he does is put things down. Think about how many put downs.
Oh my god!
Vets do in an afternoon. 17 a day they do.
Imagine being a veterinarian.
They kill 17 things a day, and they're gonna turn around and go, "Excuse me, is this your rabbit?" No, it was found by someone I know on the side of a road. So that's how. So this is not a pet. No, this is Roadkill that Kathleen took and gave 2 names and fucking watched True Detective with until it fucking died. Jesus Christ. That is a way sadder story than you tell it.
That's way sadder.
Yeah, the vet probably is like, I only put down pets. Don't bring a fucking moose or deer or don't bring a goddamn bobcat into my office for me to kill. These are wild animals. That's where they die, in the trees. Die in the
wild.
They don't fucking come to the vet.
Yeah, they don't need our help.
No.
They don't need our help.
The rabbit probably the whole time was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Put me down. I was ready to die.
I'm dying. And then you're like, no, I'll take you in somewhere warm. And for him, it's a fucking sauna.
Now I feel awful.
Oh, you really fucked him up.
I really fucked up.
If you had just left him there, he would have probably still be alive today.
Probably. Or frozen in time and then to be thawed out in 2067.
Oh, well.
In the great thaw of the bodies.
I don't know why I'm always making fun of things you've done. Because you probably did do a nice thing for that rabbit.
I tried.
Were you with somebody else or alone?
I was with Jai Harris.
Okay. And he likes animals too, right?
He loves animals.
He's vegan,
yeah.
So he would never eat that rabbit.
No, he would never eat it, so I felt safe bringing it around him.
And he probably was one of the only male comedians that would be like, we need to bring it in.
Oh, yeah.
Like most
you would
other
have been
guys.
like, put the fucking rabbit
I would have
down.
been like, what do we do? What is happening? There's a wild animal. It's a rabbit. I've already named him. Great idea. Let him live an entire fucking life cycle without a name. He's a rabbit. 875-93287 is what his buddies call him. And then
You
you're
think
like,
rabbits are numbered? You don't think they have like names? I bet you there's a rabbit out there called Sean.
you think so? Do you believe in reincarnation?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
Why?
We just come back.
Yeah. As
Why wouldn't they just put in? Why wouldn't it just be new? Why are we that self-centered that we're like, well, obviously me and my experiences and my soul can't just fucking vanish.
Well,
Think how smart and awesome I am.
Maybe you just have a soul that keeps getting reborn over and over.
No,
and everybody
you don't.
Does. Yeah,
you
probably.
don't.
Probably.
No, you don't.
You got to open your
You're
mind
not
a
going to
little
be a
bit,
human
Sean.
and then a fucking eyeless fish.
Eyeless fish?
You know, there's
you
eyeless.
got real specific there.
You're going to be some eyeless fish down in.
Oh, eyeless.
Yeah, without eyes.
I thought you said an eyeless fish. I'm like, what's
an eyeless fish? Oh, you can. They're really good with tartar sauce.
Delicious.
No, there's no reincarnation. We're just gone.
We're just gone. No.
Don't you think so?
Nah. I feel like you get to keep coming back. Haven't you ever seen Defending Your Life? That's what I want to believe it's like.
Defending your life. What
you
is
gotta,
that?
You got to keep redoing your life. It's like Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. It's like an 80s movie, and you have to keep redoing your life until you get it right.
So the fun part about that is like, you're a human being and you killed 18 people in your one life, and then you come back as a squirrel.
Yeah.
And you have to.
Do you think you'll still be a killer?
No, then you'd be like, okay, this life as a squirrel, I'm going to try to undo all the bad damage I did when I was a human who killed 18 people.
How do you undo all that damage
You
as
couldn't.
a squirrel?
I'm trying to explain how ridiculous reincarnation is.
You're such a dick.
It just can't happen.
It can.
When you look at like a fucking fish, do you think, I wonder if she was the princess one time?
Yeah, every day.
Really?
Every time I see a fish, I wonder if
What
they
about
were
your
royalty.
dog? Do you look at Eugene and say, like, I bet you have been a bird, an ant, a human, and a glowworm?
Yeah, he's been all those things. No, I did not.
That's stupid.
I don't know. I don't know.
We're fucked.
We are fucked. We're all gonna get that corona beer virus.
Corona beer virus.
We're gonna die.
I think it's funny when you see like two sides of an argument there, where there's of course there's like the sort of reactionary weirdos that are like, it represents 0.008% of like, who gives a shit. It's like, yeah, but it's still 100 dead human beings, right?
And it's spreading.
Like, yeah, and as it gets closer to, like, as long as it's over there, who gives a shit? Once you see that red, you know, they always show a map of the world, and then there's red
starts
spreading.
seeping our way.
As soon as it gets to like England, I'm like, uh-oh, that's a water hopper.
It's a water hopper.
That's a lot of red over there.
Get the kids. We're going to the cabin.
That is a water hopper. I don't know how it gets here.
It's gonna spread. Haven't these people seen Outbreak?
I saw Outbreak.
And we all did.
Yeah.
It was the monkey.
Not every protagonist can survive. It was. Oh yeah. What's the coronavirus? It was like bat or something.
I heard bat,
soup.
and I've also heard snake. I don't know. I've heard both.
Okay.
But it's because they're eating these things, and we're not used to eating bats, I guess, and then it made a virus.
We're not supposed to.
I don't know how viruses are born. I don't know.
You see a mommy virus.
Do you think that there's
and
like
a daddy virus
do you think that,
really love each other?
Do you think that viruses it's like being a very big virus makes them a celebrity virus in their virus town?
Maybe.
I bet it does. Like,
well,
look at this guy killed 1 million people. Oh, this guy only had to be off work for 2 days with
There's
my
really
virus.
two classes of virus. There's viruses that like we can inoculate you. Like, we have a vaccine for, but like, the viruses that are out there killing it. There's no vaccine.
Killing it? Did you
They're
say
killing
it?
They're killing
They are
it.
killing it.
There's no vaccine. Those guys are the celebrities.
Yeah.
Those are the Brad Pitts of the virus world,
that's
where
true.
everybody looks at them and goes, "There's no vaccine for him.
Oh my God.
He gets to live in here rent free.
He's going to kill them all.
Oh my God. There's no needle anybody can get for him yet."
Do you think we're all going to die this year? Do you think this is the year? Fingers crossed.
No. Do you want to die?
No, I just want to have some money.
Oh God.
It's just my life is great.
Money. What are you going to do with money?
You win everything. You get everything.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. Rich people, Kobe Bryant has passed.
You're
recently,
right. And he had all the money in the world.
And, see, the thing that I always think is the only shitty thing about being rich, rich people win everything. The only time a rich person loses is when they die, because rich people, poor people always die on the ground.
Yeah.
We're on the ground.
That's true.
When we're dead. Rich people,
Keeled over.
sometimes you fall out of the fucking sky. You know, like you've got so much money that you can be in a machine that just flies over traffic. And sometimes down she goes, you know?
Yeah, this is...
So that's the only danger to being rich is you might die in a boat hitting another boat.
Yeah.
You might die in a private plane that you're flying yourself because you think you can do everything.
Where were they going that they needed to take a helicopter? Like, how far was it a drive?
Well, a basketball game.
I know, but where was it located from where they are?
I don't know.
Because I literally had that thought. I'm like, God, imagine if they were like, no, don't drive. Let's take the chopper.
Oh,
like,
for sure they were, yeah.
Oh, that's so
because I think a bunch of them were
awful.
going to a girls' basketball game.
Well, they were going to like I saw a video. A Mamba. I don't know a lot about basketball, but they were going to like a Mamba. He has like a school.
Oh yeah,
or something, or a big gym or something.
Gave himself a nickname, Black Mamba.
Yeah, so they were like going. Yeah. That was very sad. There was the best part about having only comedians on your Facebook is just the fucking hilarious fights between them. Like there were comics that were visibly like, you motherfucker, he's just la la la, you're all fucking assholes for reading that. And they would rant and rant and rant. And then there were people that would do a joke and it would be kind of dumb too. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, a bunch of people died, so.
But did you want to write a joke right away, or were you just like, oh, give it
no.
up?
Yeah, it was just, I mean, the thing I think is funny is when like a celebrity dies with a bunch of non-celebrities, and then we start giving people shit for focusing too much on the celebrity. But the only reason it was news is because the celebrity died.
Yeah.
These people would have died in anonymity.
And no one would have known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have to talk about them.
Yeah,
like
but
they died, it was awful, and their families will mourn.
Yeah.
But we don't have to make them part of the you shouldn't have to feel guilty because you're talking exclusively about Kobe Bryant's death.
Yeah.
If people are like, there was a junior high school soccer coach on that fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, fine. Go ahead and mourn that person, but don't expect me to talk about it.
Yeah. The one thing that I noticed that was interesting was because when it first started breaking, like I saw it, like someone posted something and it was like 2 minutes ago, and then I just started looking everywhere. It just started to slowly, like the coronavirus spread across the world.
Yeah.
And but like shit, what was I talking about?
You were watching a YouTube video or something?
No, I don't know. But it was like motherfucker. I had a point and now I got too high. I was focusing
Come on, Kathleen.
This focus drugs don't work when I get high.
Sometimes I can still lose my focus.
Depending
on how high I am.
Oh, that's what it was. That so some people wrote a joke right away.
Immediately,
didn't even wait for anything, just heard his
name.
The
blades were still spinning.
And just like immediately. But then you find out that his daughter also died, and then it got like kind of like extremely, like it was sad, but then it's just like, Jesus Christ, like his poor family that's alive, and those two poor people, like it's just, it got really bad.
And then of course you have people that are like, they're going to immediately bring up rape.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Like it's like, we're not even going to let this person kind of, have a couple days. Like that's what social media does.
Although for Bill Cosby, I'm dancing in the street immediately. As soon as it happens, I'm having a street party.
I mean,
and we're going to dance the Cosby dance in sweaters.
I guess you're right.
That guy's a monster. That's the difference. That guy's a monster. Kobe
that
Bryant
was monstrous.
Made like a so-called mistake. Somebody tweeted something about that. It was just kind of like, no, he made a, like he thought he had consent, but then later realized that she didn't feel that way, which is, I think a lot of those assaults out there is exactly what happens. So, but then instead of being a dude that's like, you fucking whore, I didn't do that to you, and freaking out over it, he actually like said, no, I realized like in the end I didn't have, but I didn't have an intention to rape you, I think is what the thing is.
The thing that I think there's a gap on is like he paid a price for that.
Yeah, he did.
Like, so, I mean, okay, somebody made a huge mistake a long time ago. If they totally got away with it, like then we can say like, fuck you. You didn't. But in that case, like he didn't do any jail time, but like, he had to pay a lot of money.
He had to pay a lot of money.
It destroyed his reputation for a while. Like people forget that when that happened, it was like a Tiger Woods thing. Yeah. Where all of a sudden this wholesome Kobe Bryant, like $1 million guy was all of a sudden now a rapist.
Yeah. But like he grew from it. Like he wasn't running around raping people. That's the difference between a Bill Cosby and a Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant there was some, like, whether it was an assault or it was just like it was a situation that was not good on either part. And then, but they resolved it. But if it's Bill Cosby, like in the double digits of women, like please, it's just like I don't have to talk about the people in the helicopter. I do not have to be sad for him being dead.
No. Well, is Cosby's wife still with him?
Yes, because she's fucking it. Yes.
What?
Because she's from that era where it's like, I stand by my man. But it's like, how could you live with yourself? You know that your husband just...
What kind of, I mean, and the thing is the level of conspiracy. Like if you're Bill Cosby's wife, the amount, the hugeness of that lie that is, how do you live with that all the time?
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, it's a conspiracy by elites in Hollywood to smear the name of a black celebrity. Like, so it's some kind of conspiracy of like white elites in Hollywood trying to bring down a successful black man. And that's where all this is coming from.
Yeah.
And the women are all lying. They're paid off. They've been bought and sold by the, like you'd have to go to sleep every night. Like, yeah, that's real. That's what happened. Is these women are just lying and were paid off.
You'd have to, I don't know how you could I don't know, like you never know what happens behind closed doors. I don't know what her reasoning in her mind.
Is the Cosby Show still on TV?
It's still on TV.
It is, hey?
It's still on TV. Like somebody I saw the other day is like, I was watching the Cosby Show the other day and it felt weird.
It would feel weird.
It would feel weird.
Because not only is it Cosby, but you're watching him back in his rape prime.
Yeah. Yes.
Like when he's
that's horrifying.
When he's acting on the Cosby Show.
That's so crazy.
That was
he danced around like that. He is Quaalude.
He's Quaalude King.
Quaalude King.
That's when he was crushing sleeping pussy.
What a wiener. Oh.
Yeah. So it's hard to watch that. I can, old Bill Cosby or like old Harvey Weinstein.
My favorite thing about these old men that are is they all of a sudden become so frail.
Yeah.
I'm an old woman now. Fuck you.
How could I rape anybody? Look at me.
Shut up. Yeah.
Like all of a sudden they're geriatric.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck off. No.
Yeah. No.
Put him in jail.
Weinstein's a tough one.
A tough one?
He's gross.
He's
He's
gross.
impacted a lot by how gross he is.
You know what?
Think about how much consensual pussy a good-looking Harvey Weinstein gets.
This is the argument that
good-looking Harvey Weinstein
is
crushing.
But if he was hot, they would fuck him. I'm like, yeah, because I'm sorry, I'm allowed to be attracted to the person that I fuck.
No, absolutely. I'm not even saying it's
I'm not saying you say that. No, that's an argument that you hear from men all the time.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying women shouldn't want to have sex with a good-looking Harvey Weinstein. I'm saying like think about how different his life would have turned out if he was a good-looking producer that was the number one producer in Hollywood.
Movies so he could fuck women. Like guarantee, because I mean, women are attracted to power. Women are attracted to a sense of humor.
Yeah,
and women are attracted to somebody in the entertainment industry. So yeah, you're an ugly fucking dude and you want to get laid all the time. You go to Hollywood and use your fucking brains and get big. And then you can.
I mean, there's going to be some that are because you're talking about somebody that can change your career completely.
Yeah. And he did. There are so many actresses that you're reading about. And they're like, yeah, I was doing so well. Everything was great. And then as soon as I said no to him, or as soon as he raped me, I didn't get parts anymore. That's the fucked up part. He's like a Louis C.K. and a Cosby all in one. He used so much of his power. I think he used power even more than Cosby because he was ending careers.
Yeah.
I don't think Bill Cosby was. Maybe he was. I'm sure he used that as a threat as well. But I
just can't. You would think. I just like the level of crazy that it would take to be like a Harvey Weinstein. Like you'd have to be so insane.
Yeah.
Because if I committed one assault and then I had to worry about it going public and
he's a sociopath because he doesn't have any.
Most people would be like, oh fuck. Like, I have received the message, I'm going to stop doing that now. He was just like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to swing from vine to vine.
He didn't get caught that one time and he was like, oh.
But he had to pay out huge money for non-disclosure.
I'm sure he did.
And he had to smear women.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
He had to purchase articles and, this woman, I don't know, she's flaky.
Don't work with her. She's difficult to work with and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, it's...
God, like the commitment that it would take to be that level of crazy for that long.
Well, he's obviously a sociopath or some sort of
and it was written into his contract. Like it was, what was it? Was sort of like the Weinstein brothers or Miramax or whatever. Yeah. But it was like in his contract, the board had it written in that if there was any more like sexual assault allegations, that he wouldn't be paid by the company. He would have to step down and he wouldn't be paid. Like it's written into his contract that like, hey, knock it off. Yeah. Like cool it with sexual assault.
Zip it.
Hey, knock it off with sexual assault.
Knock it off with the sexual assault.
Okay, Rick.
What do you feel about this whole, like, when people are like they say, oh, Meryl Streep knew what was going on the whole time and did nothing to stop it. What did you expect Meryl Streep to do? Just stand up and be like, yo, everybody, Courtney Love told everybody years and years ago that in an interview, it's been seen all over the place. And like, it's a well-known fact, but it's like, you can't blame the people that were around him.
And you can also see why people wouldn't believe Courtney Love.
Yes, because she's a fucking... yes.
I mean, when I saw that clip, I was
she
like...
didn't have a good credibility.
Yeah,
she was
in
wasted.
Hindsight, she was correct. Yeah, she's wasted at an award show.
That must have been at the Pamela Anderson
Harvey
roast.
Weinstein.
Have you ever seen the Pamela Anderson roast? She's fucked wasted on it. She's like... It's pretty funny, actually. I liked it. But I just don't like. I don't like. A lot of people will start saying it's like, even in that TV show, the morning show, they start blaming everybody. Well, you knew what was going on, so you're just as well. I don't know if she's just as bad as the person that was raping people. Like, that's crazy.
Well, and if the Me Too movement didn't happen, Harvey Weinstein would still be in operation.
Yeah, totally.
Right? It was totally based on that movement.
Yeah.
If there was no Me Too movement, there would have been no drive for anybody to come forward.
Well, I think someone still would have just like said something. The Me Too movement came. It existed before, but then Rose McGowan used it. So then everyone thinks Rose McGowan came up with it, but it wasn't her. It was another woman. And I feel awful because I don't know her name, which is...
You shouldn't.
But like... But I still think someone would have finally just said something. But that's the problem, is once these women get older, they're like, well, I have nothing else to lose because you won't cast me anymore because I'm an older woman. So here you go, everybody.
I don't know. The Hollywood's changing now. There's a lot more all ensemble girls, right? Where you need a grandma and So some of these old buzzards are still getting cast in things.
They're getting shit. They're in all
for the first time ever, really.
You are right.
Like older women, like Meryl Streep, probably thought she was done.
Yeah,
and now she's
still going. She's back.
So it's good.
She lasted through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the holy shit, she's got some staying powder.
But I guess if she didn't
powder, that's what they call it. It's called staying powder. I'm tapping my nose to the listeners.
Have you ever done cocaine?
My mom's not here anymore, so yes, I have. I've already disappointed her enough. Yeah, I have. I'm not a fan of it.
She's rolling over in her knapsack.
I am not. I just don't get it. I've done it, and I'm just like, why? I feel like I can't breathe, and like, this isn't fun. I don't like it. I don't like cocaine. I know some people love it, but it's just not. This is why I'm glad I don't like it, though, because if I loved it, watch out.
Look out.
Think
about
Edmonton.
How thin you'd be. You'd be a fucking rail, and
That's my other thing, though, is I'm not one of those people. I will do coke, and I'm like, can we get a pizza? That's how much I love food that I'm gonna get so high on coke, and then I can down a pizza.
Yeah, most people are like, I have to force myself to eat. You're like, can I
Give
have
me
another piece?
Pizza. If you're not going to eat that.
Where the fuck is that?
Thank you. But no, I've done it before, and it's not for me. I just don't like it. I like mushrooms. I like MDMA. I like that kind of like wavy high.
That wavy vibe?
I don't like talky business plan.
I don't like talky business.
I mean, when you're...
cocaine, the business drug.
But that's the one person that's so annoying to be around when they're high and you're not. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're on mushrooms, you're on MDMA, if you're on, if you're high on weed, like, those people I like hanging out with. But someone on cocaine, you're just like, you just see them and you're just like, what the fuck? Who do you think you are? Like, it's just weird. It's just... And if you're the only sober person around a bunch of people on cocaine, it is just awful.
To me, it's drunk. Like, I don't like when I'm sober and there's drunk people.
Oh yeah, that was
I
bad.
fucking hate that.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Hey, hey, yo, fuck you. Too fucking cool
to drink.
You too fucking cool to talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Too fucking cool guy. Jesus. Like, it's every drunk interaction that I have. Like, at 7-Eleven, is them going, huh,
yeah,
huh, huh, and me not responding because I'm not drunk. Why would I fucking speak to you?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you want to talk to me? I guess. Too fucking cool to fucking even talk.
Why are they always outside of 7-Eleven like that?
They come out, at 2, like the bar kicks them out, and then they're like, let's get 3 taquitos and some condoms.
Let's put them on the taquitos and eat
I'm going to fuck you through a taquito tube. That ought to give me the girth I need. I'm going to stick my dick in a taquito shell and fuck you till your eyes bleed.
Oh my God. Fuck
No.
you till your eyes bleed.
But yeah, no, the point of that story is I don't like drunk people. Like when I don't drink, like I can't really get drunk anymore.
Yeah, you don't get drunk. I mean, I get drunk. I probably annoyed you more.
I get sick. Like if I have
you get,
two
like,
or
barfy sick?
Yeah, just like nauseous, like slightly. I'll have
yeah.
3 beers and be nauseous, and then that knocks it right out of me.
Yeah, that happens to me now more. That I'm just
like I'll have a couple drinks and be like, "Well, I should drink more. This is fun."
Yeah, and then you have one more, and then you're like, "Kill me."
I'm tired.
Yes, that happened to me on Friday. We went to Royale Burger after, and they had $3 PBRs. I don't usually drink beer because it like fills you up too much, but they had like free beer backstage, and then I had some PBRs, and then I was just like, I want to die. And then we went back to Tony's house and got really high, and then I couldn't move for a while. Anyway, that story.
I think you have a drug problem.
A drug problem?
Yeah.
I hope.
Would you consider going dead sober, like doing a sober
like no
February?
Weed?
Nothing.
Oh, I could do it.
Even stop your pills.
No, I could not do that. No. I'm too dependent on pharmaceuticals now.
You're doing good though. You're
I'm
all
doing
jacked
good.
up on. You're all balanced.
I lost 40 pounds since last summer, and I didn't even.
Is that the
realize
bloodletting?
it. That's the bloodletting.
That is the leeching.
My doctor's like, you lost 40 pounds since last summer, and I was like, what?
I'm not a cutter. I'm a gusher.
I'm a gusher. I'm a big old gusher.
Why do you have so many scars on your leg? Oh, I'm bloodletting.
I'm just bleeding out my pounds.
Yeah, I'm leeching and bloodletting.
I'm bloodletting. No, you know what I am doing? I'm intermittent fasting.
Ooh, intermittent fasting.
It's like part-time anorexia.
So you eat for a minute, you don't eat for a minute, then you eat
It's
for a minute.
part-time
then you do
anorexia.
it. Have you ever done it like minute on, minute off? All day? Stuff your face with food for a minute and then sit for a minute.
That's how I lost all my pounds.
Yeah. I eat for 1 minute. Did you know that panda bears I think it's panda bears.
They don't eat for a long time, don't they?
I think giant pandas, they eat 14 hours a day.
Wow.
Because their diet is not calorie rich.
Yeah,
they just eat the leaves, right? So they have to eat for 14 hours a fucking
Why don't they
day.
just
You
drop
think
off
your
some
life
pizzas?
sucks?
They just
Imagine
drop
eating-
off some pizza.
Yeah, fucking bring it over. Skip the bamboo, bitch.
Bamboo, we're having pizza. That's crazy.
Yeah. How many meals do you eat in a day?
Well, now I eat like I don't eat between 8 p.m. and 2 p.m.
Whoa.
And I just
That's a big window.
But you don't notice it because you're
you ever passed out?
No. And like so like I'm really good at this starving myself. No, you're not starving yourself. But
that's 18 hours of no eating.
Yeah.
And then do you just fucking get stuffed?
No, I just eat like healthy throughout the day. I lost 3 pounds last week just starting
Jesus Christ.
But like, and I don't notice it. Like I'm not like, I'm starving. Like, I don't know. Cause like you're sleeping for most of it.
Yeah.
And then you can drink coffee.
So you just
and all
turn
this other
yourself
stuff.
into like 70% anorexic.
Yeah.
And 30% healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. I know I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, if people called this anorexia, they wouldn't be encouraging everyone to do it.
Well, intermittent fasting is a gateway to anorexia.
But I'm not going to be anorexic.
You open the door to the concept of like
not eating.
I don't eat. Why do?
Yeah.
Too. What? And I can eat now, but I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna.
It's time to step my game up.
I'm gonna see how long I can go.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna be anorexic. No,
you like food too much.
I like
bulimia
food
is
way too much.
Bulimia is a tough one.
I've never been brave enough to be bulimic.
I always wonder like the psychology of going down one road or the other. Like, so you decide that you're not going to keep food in your stomach.
You know what I think? I don't know this. I'm not.
What makes you go left or right? Left to anorexia, right to bulimia.
I think, and this is just my idea. I don't know if this is an actual fact. I think if you're anorexic, you hate food. Like food makes you angry, and if you're bulimic, you fucking love food, but you also want to be skinny. That's what I think. I don't know. Not
they're too similar and yet so different.
They are
diseases.
different.
One you're stuffing your fucking face and puking.
Yeah.
One you don't eat.
Yeah.
They're the two most closely related diseases like brain diseases that you could have, but they're vastly different. They're the opposite of each other.
Yeah.
But you stay skinny regardless, right?
And you all have to be in the same hospital ward.
Like there's got to be a few like fat bulimics, and you're like, what? You know, like, it's hard for them to get respect. You know what I mean?
They're
It's
just not
a
as committed as the rest
She's
of
not
us.
puking enough.
She's not puking enough.
She pukes a little bit, but she keeps some of it in.
Yeah, she shouldn't keep any of it. Oh,
You gotta
that's
put-
awful.
You got to put your fingers down there, honey. You're keeping half that
I
cake.
couldn't ever do that. Like, even, you know how some people are like, when they're drunk, I just make myself puke. I'm
No,
like,
no.
I don't even know how.
The only time I've puked, it was a very
You're forced.
overwhelming necessity.
Yeah, it just was forced
Yeah,
out.
I was never like, I feel queasy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's do this.
I cannot. I've seen people do that before. They're like, I'm just gonna, and then go back and party. And I'm like, what's wrong with
No,
you?
vomiting is the end of
That's
the
what
party.
the Romans used to do. The Romans were the first bulimics. They had vomitoriums. Haven't you ever heard
Vomitorium.
this?
Of course I have.
So like,
Vomitorium.
it's a real thing. So vomitorium, and like they would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then they'd be like, I'm gonna go purge, and I'm gonna come back and keep eating because they were gluttonous. All the rich
Jesus Christ.
Romans. That's a thing. It's a thing. The vomitoriums. It's a thing.
I think bulimia is more of a rich girl's.
Well, you have
A
to have a
rich
lot of
boy.
money.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of money to do
like
that.
if
'cause
you
you're
grew up
eating so
broke,
much. Yeah.
like if your mom and dad worked 2 jobs each to make ends meet,
Yeah,
you lived in a
yeah.
fucking trailer and they found out you were puking the shit, like you'd be like, are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
I work at Canadian Tire and Home Depot
This is getting dark.
and I got us
It is.
I made a I brought home some food and you puking it up in the bathroom trailer.
This is why, like, whenever
No wonder the septic tank looks so fucking gross.
I can always do intervention if it's like a drug person or an alcohol person, but when they do eating disorder, especially bulimia, I
Yeah.
cannot watch it because
No.
it's so upsetting
Yeah,
what some of
it's
these
devastating.
girls
Yeah, it's
do, and like I don't know if I should say this, but like there was this one girl, she had bags of vomit in her closet because she didn't want to put it in the toilet because her parents would find out because it would. And so she would tie the double bag, these bags, and then she'd take them once a week or more than once a week, hopefully.
I think if it was me, I would
dump
put
it.
them all in ice cube trays. You know what I mean? Freeze them up, put them in the deep freeze, and then just, you know, I would never put them in a beverage.
No, good Lord,
But
no.
if somebody
Not
said,
even
"What
for
are
your
these
worst
ice cube
enemy."
trays?" You have 180 ice cube trays in your deep freeze,
And they're all different colors.
and none of them are water. Oh, that's where I puke. I vomit right into an ice cube tray, evenly distribute the vomit in everything, and then I stuff it.
Oh
into
my
the
God,
deep
I was
freeze.
at a house party in like grade 11, and it was like, I think like 12 people ended up puking at that party. Like, it was just like people were drinking way, way, way too much. And it was just like, I think we called it Puke Fest, whatever year it was. And then like there were people outside, and then this one guy stands up, and I was like literally next to the counter, and there was an ice cube tray there. And I was just like, throw up in the
He puked in an ice cube tray.
yeah, it's gross. It was so
The
gross.
most inefficient thing.
That was the only thing that was right there.
I mean, you're literally better off puking on the floor. Like now you.
Now
have-
it's like spreading.
Yeah. It's fucking hits. You know that tray, the ricochet that you get
Yeah.
out of the. Like you just be. It's a hard flow hits it and just
Oh
ramps
my
up and out
God.
of it.
Ugh.
So now you've got vomit everywhere.
It's just a shower of vomit.
Here, puke into this puke spreader.
Oh my God.
Here, vomit into this rake.
I was at another house party and some guy puked all over some girl's like cedar wall, like, you know,
That's
like
nice.
And then so it was like completely stained, and her parents were so pissed off that like some big huge football player.
Oh yeah, especially when it's not even your kid's puke.
Yeah, it's some
Like
fucking
your wall
idiot.
is stained from some guy who's
For
like
life.
trying to fuck your daughter all night. Like, why don't we just fuck? I don't want to. Blah! And then he just fucking marks his territory. He just lifts a leg up and takes a
Just
pee
leaves. Oh my God.
on your tree.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
But don't like trying to fuck your daughter. She said no, and it puked on your wall. That's never coming off.
You'll never forget me. She may not want to marry me, but I'm part of the family now.
Now I'm in the will.
I'm in the will now.
The wall
this piece
puker.
of wall. I get this piece
How
of
come
wall.
that vent is halfway out?
Uh-oh. It's
That
falling.
needs to be fixed.
Wow.
Around my house, things like that. There's things like that everywhere, but you just get used to it.
Well, that needs to be fixed.
Somebody else will come in and go, these 19 things are wrong. And I'll be like, what 19 things? And then they're like, that. And I'm like, oh, that, of course. But it's looked like that for 12 years. So it's quite difficult to stay angry about it. At some point, you got to let it go. There's a crack by that window. We get it.
We get it.
It's real cold in here.
We've
We
been
get
stuffing things in it.
Like my door, the front door we brought in some guy
Yeah.
because it was like a weird size door, an old 1950s door. So
Yeah.
we had to get it. I was like, well, I can't fucking put in a new goddamn, trim a door myself. Like I'll bring in somebody to do it. So some guy did it, and it
You have
was,
to trim doors?
Oh, you can give him a little trim, a little off the back and sides.
A door mullet.
Yeah. So then the guy put in the door, and it had bigger cracks than my old door.
Oh no.
Yeah. So now, like, if it's my, like,
So
that day,
you didn't say, hey, dude, what the fuck did you just do?
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously a sad guy.
Yeah. If he's
Like, think
installing
about being-
doors.
That to me, that's the saddest life that you could have.
Door
is
installation?
Not door installation, but I do home renovations for a living poorly.
Oh no.
Like this is what I do,
Yeah.
and I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
And I leave a trail in my wake, because if I do a bad job as a comedian, which happens all the time, it's gone. Like it, just vanishes in people's dumb memories
Yeah.
of like, and they're going to be like, I don't remember that guy.
No.
What was his name? I don't
You
know.
don't know
Last
his name.
last year
Whether
guy.
you did good or bad, they won't remember.
Last year the guy was brutal.
Same guy.
That's all you are. Like,
Last year that guy was brutal.
Put that on my tombstone. Last year the guy was brutal.
That's my next tattoo. Last
So-
year the girl
but if-
cried. I hear
yeah.
that a lot. Last year the girl cried.
But if you're a home renovations person who sucks,
Yeah.
your work is everywhere throughout your community.
Oh,
and
no.
then everybody's like, who did that fucking window?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's Sean LeComber. Sean LeComber.
He's a piece of shit.
Fuck. That's terrible.
Oh no.
So your work is being disseminated
Yeah.
over and over again throughout your town. And then you're driving around like, hey, and they're like, that's that guy that did that
There's
fucking
the shitty handyman.
brutal window.
Oh my god.
It's a sad way to live.
It is a sad way to
So
live.
he's one of the, so I wasn't going to run him down and say, give me my money back.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is what you do. You go around town doing shitty renovations everywhere. Things are not going that well for you.
Yeah.
So I'll let you have that $180.
Could you just put some caulking up there? Throw some caulk in it?
Yeah, you could if you were planning on never opening the door again.
But isn't it like, does it just suction to one side? Or it goes
No,
all over.
No, it does. Yeah, it goes everywhere.
That door, we don't use it anymore. Why? Dad put his caulk in it.
This is this is the same logic that led you to be like, don't puke on the floor. Here's an ice cube tray. The guy like vomiting into an ice cube tray. It just is It's just all of a sudden you've got
It's
vomit
like
vomit
like an
is
eye wash
coming.
station.
Oh, it is an eye wash station. It's a puke wash station. You put your mouth close to the ice cube tray, vomit, and it comes right back into your eyes.
That's the worst when you see those videos of people puking on rides and they get like they hit their friends or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my nightmare. One of my is to be on a ride and someone pukes, or to be on an airplane and someone next to me or around me is puking. That it's never happened,
Really?
and I've flown a lot. I swear to God, though, that would be my nightmare
Another person puking,
around me. Yeah.
but they're not puking on you.
I don't care. The sound, everything about. Yes, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the ghoulishness of it.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't.
Yeah, it's
want
hard to be
puke around me.
sophisticated, and you can't vomit in a sophisticated way. You can't
No.
maintain your dignity while
I
vomiting.
did laugh vomit.
Have you ever had
once.
like a dignified vomit? Like, excuse me,
Pardon me, blue. Well, I think I thought I did, but Paul Meyerhog says I did not. But it was that one time when we were in Calgary and we were in the cab van, and it had the two doors, and then I was like this, and Paul said I started going like, and he said the cab driver was like, not in the cab, not in the cab. Yeah. So then he pulled over on the Blackfoot, I think, whatever the one you coming on Calgary Trail.
Yeah.
He pulled over on it, and then. I thought I just went bleh, and but Paul says I like hurled into traffic. I don't remember.
I like that you blacked out and just remembered the last 3 seconds of a puke fest. There was a minute and a half of, and all you remember is, patooey. Close that. I just needed a big spit. Patoo. Excuse me, let me just extract myself from this string. How did this puke string get in my mouth? I don't remember vomiting for 3 minutes.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh man.
Yeah, no,
it's fun when you black out on the worst part of
that's
it.
probably why I was okay with puking, because I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, you just always remember the last second of it. Just closing the lid.
Maybe that's my.
I don't think I've ever actually puked like from booze and then continue to party. I don't think I've ever done that. Every time I puke, it's over.
Ever.
It's over.
I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe I have that.
But I was in a blackout. I don't think anybody should take pride in not puking either. I think that's a weird thing to be proud of.
Well, I'm proud of it because I don't like puking.
Yeah, but there are some people that like, I never puke. Like, remember when you were in high school and there'd be like people like, oh, I never puke.
I could drink 2 6 of vodka and I would.
Yeah, I know, but it's not something to be proud of.
I know.
It's like...
Thanks a lot, Sean. No, I'm kidding.
Because I used to do that too. When I was in grade 12, I'd be like, I just drank 40. Like, did you puke? No, why would I puke? I never puke.
Whenever you see people chugging entire Mickeys of like Fireball or something, I'm just like, wow, you're going to... There's like a Slipknot concert DVD. I don't even know why I remember. I just had a boyfriend that loves Slipknot. And like we were watching it and one of the guys chugs like... either a Mickey or the bigger one of a Jaeger bottle, and like 20 minutes later, he was almost dead. Like, what the fuck? Like, just vomit. Just why would you do that to yourself?
I used to, and blackouts have gotten worse as I've gotten older.
Oh yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like the last couple times I did drink a lot, I was like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. When did that happen?
Yeah, exactly. I black out every time I drink now, it feels like. But if I drink like hard liquor, I will. Like if I do whiskey shots, goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm just gone.
Feel like, who did I, what the fuck? And it's blacking out to me is like the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, because you like.
When you wake up the next day and
like,
realize
do I have to send some apology texts?
Yeah, I don't know what I said. I don't know where was I. Yeah. What did I say? Because you could say anything to anybody.
Oh, I was so drunk in Halifax.
You can go up to your best friend and be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I hate you.
And you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know.
But it was your subconscious talking, so you actually do hate them.
Yeah, they would think like,
that's the most honest time you are is when you're blacked out.
It's not. That can't be true.
It has to. That's because it's coming from your subconscious. It's not coming from your brain.
But some of it has to be just made up garbage, like a dream, right? You're in a dream-like state.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not truth serum.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, alcohol is like, there's a certain level of drunk where I look at you and you're like, hey, like, oh, what is the truth? Like,
Talk to me, truth teller.
I can't wait to hear the unfiltered truth. And you're like, lights are too bright. Lights are too bright. Fuck you. I hate your dad.
I like your drunk guy. I think it's you're good at it.
And you're like, oh, he hates my dad. And you're like, no, that wasn't truth serum. That was like, he's hammered.
He's hammered.
But you're right. I think 4 drinks in, people are going to tell the truth more.
Oh, yeah,
But there's a certain point where you need to stop listening to people. Because the truth is not coming out.
Or you don't want to hear
like we've all worked with comedians that were like across they were all the way alcoholics.
Yeah.
All the way. all the way deep as you can go down that well.
Deep-rooted alcoholics.
People that are like, I don't drink. I only drink light beer before noon. I've made a lot of changes. 2020 is my year. I've already said to myself, before noon, light beer only. I'm not drinking
as many as you like, but light beer.
I'm not drinking IPA until noon. Okay, you think life is not easy. Trying to keep your marriage together, you know. Trying to explain to your wife that you say I never try to make any changes, but I've been drinking light beer before noon for a year, and you haven't even noticed.
And I did that for you. Oh, cute.
Would you like if your boyfriend was who is your boyfriend who likes Slipknot? He must have had a drug problem.
He just smoked weed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, he didn't do.
What is the Slipknot song? Like, what's their
I couldn't
biggest
tell
hit?
you.
What's their number one thing?
I don't know. The only reason I know Slipknot is because he would be in my car before I drove, and I would get in the car, and it would be like cranked on high, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is okay." It could have been not Slipknot, but he loves Slipknot, so I just assumed it was always Slipknot.
Yeah, that's the worst when you get into a car and somebody else's music is blaring, and you're like, ugh.
That's the tough part for me though, because metal guys that love metal, I'm always like super attracted to. Like I went to a Lamb of God concert in like I think Buffalo, New York, and it was like I was like bearded fat guy. Oh my god! And I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Is this what it's like at all metal concerts?" And they're like, "Yes, Kathleen, yes." And I was just like, "I should get into this music, but I don't like it."
Yeah, because it's hard to like. You know, it is a tough music to like.
I mean, it's tough. I like all music. I've listened to some and I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite genre.
What's your favorite genre of music?
I don't even know.
R&B?
No.
Hip hop?
No.
What are the other ones?
Country and Western.
I watched a country and western documentary about the history of country and western.
Yeah.
And it started with like some fucking, yodeler. It was like, and they were making him into a genius.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, this guy.
He was the Garth Brooks of yodelers.
And then but the music was like, and I was like, this is the birthplace of your music is. That's where it comes from. Like,
it's totally true though. You listen to old country and they always do that.
But I mean, that's
They
why
sound
black
like
people
they're
have it
singling.
over us, big time culture wise.
Oh yeah, because everything they do is better than
I
us.
wish I came from slavery. Think about how much better.
Right, Sean.
Think about how much better our music would be.
It's true. They're
White people came from no hardship, so we were able to just sing like.
we're such idiots.
That was our fucking coming of age music. Black people were doing like the blues.
Yeah.
They were fucking. They
do everything better than us.
Jazz, like hip hop. They were doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And we were just.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They they started all of it though. They started rock and roll. They started hip hop. They did. Chuck Berry started rock and roll.
Yeah, don't give them too much credit. White people were integral. I don't even know.
We shook our hips a bit.
We probably weren't.
I don't think we do much. I don't think we do much for the
music
world.
do I listen to?
Yeah,
I listen. Here's the thing. I listen to music that my family does not want to listen to.
Uh-huh.
So it's
you
very
can be
difficult
alone?
for me to create. I have to be alone to listen to music.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people are like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Well, Adam listens to old man music all the time. Like,
Yeah. I'll listen to Radiohead or something and my kids will be like, oh my God, Radiohead.
Really? Little fuckers?
Yeah. Well, my wife hates Radiohead.
What?
So like my favorite bands would be like Tom Waits or something, like.
The Bends is one of my favorite albums of all time.
So yeah, I love Tom Waits, so I play him all the time. But everybody else is like, no, gross.
Well, some people don't like
And
Tom
they're
Waits.
like, fuck, women hate Tom Waits.
I don't hate Tom Hates.
No, I don't wait Tom hates. Okay, all right. I don't
mind him.
I guess he's never come into the Mexican restaurant.
I've been listening to a lot of like because I'm doing a show with Chicks Dig It in Calgary, so I was just like listening to all their songs. I used to listen to them all the time. I was like in high school.
Chicks Dig It.
They're like a punk band.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And but now my Spotify's got these like amazing playlists, and it's all like all these old. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah! I think whatever you loved in high school, is what you're gonna always love forever.
It's like herpes.
Yeah.
Music is like herpes.
Yeah, you get it in high school and it never goes away.
Yeah. You do some drugs to try to get rid of it, but it always stays there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Well, did I ever tell you about the time that what the fuck was I talking about? What were you just talking about?
Fuck. This has been the Forgetful podcast.
You have to remember this, how the drugs aren't working.
Oh shit, they're not working. We were talking about.
Oh yeah, we were talking about you opening for a band, Chicks Dig It.
Oh yeah.
That was like maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I was supposed to. I got an offer from Toronto at Yuck Yucks. Like, do you want to do this tour where you open for Brad Paisley in like theaters? That? Well, I'll tell you why. So they were like, yeah, he's doing a like a Western Canada tour, Brad Paisley, and he wants like a comedian opener. And so they were like, so they called me because I was in Alberta. So they were like, well, he's in Alberta.
Yeah.
He probably loves country. And so then I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe. And then I contacted the person who was booking it, and they were like, yeah, it pays $50 a show. We want you to we want you to do a half an hour.
I'm so tired of
and I was like,
if you have openers, you fucking pay. I'm so tired of like, but you get to do theater shows. You could do $50 a show, especially Brad Paisley. I'm disappointed in Brad fucking Paisley.
Oh my God, do you have any idea how poorly I would have done?
Yeah.
And just
you would have been fine. Country people always bring comedians on the road.
I don't know, man. Like a Brad Paisley crowd,
I think you'd
80% Christian women.
Nah, you'd be fine.
80% Christian women.
No, you'd be fine.
And not just funeral church, wedding church, Sunday church.
Everyday church.
Because if you have listened to a Brad Paisley ballad and cried, you're at that concert. And if you're the kind of woman who would listen to Brad Paisley's lyrics and be drawn to tears, you're going to think I'm garbage at stand-up.
He always seems so little. Like he's always got a giant cowboy hat, but I feel like he's 5'2". How tall is? Did you ever meet him?
No, I never did meet him.
I bet you he's tiny. He looks really little in his big little cowboy hat.
What was the other one? I got offered some other thing that was ridiculous. It was like I think Dino offered me like, hey, do you want to do comedy at the intermissions at the Edmonton Rush?
Oh,
like,
I've heard. Yeah, they asked me. I'm like, no, I do not.
Yeah, it was like the lacrosse team, and they play at Rogers Arena, and they were like, yeah, we want you to do a little comedy at the intermission. And
when they usually have a DJ.
And I was like, how much does that pay? And they were like $50.
Yeah, fuck
and
that.
Like, $50. Like,
you know, comics actually did that though. They did.
I'm sure they did.
I know some that did, and I'm like, oh, you know some who did. That's fucking crazy though. Yeah.
Did they really?
Yes.
How did it go?
I don't think it went well. I wasn't there, but I know who did them. We won $50. Oh.
We won $50.
What?
Stop the podcast.
Goodbye. The podcast is done. Fuck. I'm forgetting stuff too much.
This one is called the $1 Million Royale. It's a $10 ticket, and you can win $1 million, Kathleen.
Okay, good. I hope we do. I really need that $1 million. I'm nervous to open for Chicks because I'm like, are they gonna like me? But they both came and saw me, and they've all seen me. They all know that I'm all right. I'm just excited to be fun. I'm gonna wear my Oilers Showgirls jersey. The greatest thing I ever purchased off the internet.
See what we got.
Are you
here.
gonna try and do it like old school, like figure it out on your own?
Why is there a 2 times 10? What does that mean?
2 times 10. I don't know. Let's
see what it is.
Let's scan it. Make sure it says bear. Put a little scratchy on that. There's still some gum or whatever that's.
Yeah, that's gum.
$20 winner!
Oh! Double or nothing. It's getting less exciting.
Well, I know, but when
we had like a good loser run going, that was more fun.
Yeah, I guess so. We've won and lost and won. We should be taking statistics on this because this is actually we should get a math nerd to help us out because I don't know how to do any of that shit. I think a
math nerd. When did we win? Hey nerd, when did we win?
I took statistics at Nate when I took business, and I think that like my teacher just passed me because she felt sorry for me. I just was like, because I got a 50 on the nose. I got a 50 on the nose for stats. Like, I know she's just like, this poor girl.
Oh, yeah. That was somewhere under 50 for sure.
Well, I mean, like all these numbers, and I really highly feel that I'm mildly dyslexic. So I'm like, any math, I'm awful at
my
math.
math teacher hated me so much in grade 6 that he gave me my actual percentage that I got, and it was 26.
That's what you got.
Yeah. In grade 6 mathematics.
Oh, no. In the elementary, they made you feel stupid like that.
I got 26%. That's how much he hated me. He was a Christian. And he was like a French preacher, kind of like he would come into class and just talk about Jesus for half of it. And I'm wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt or something, and he's like, Guns N' Roses, that is terrible.
Oh, I had one of those. I had a teacher in high school because I went to a Catholic high school because my brother went there, not because I wanted to, but like we had to take religion, and he tried to fail me because I would ask questions and be like, well, what about this? And why doesn't God like homosexuals? And why doesn't? And so he would get so mad at me. He wanted to fail me for the course because he said that I don't know. He tried to fail me, so I'd have to take it again. My mom went into the school and she's like, you cannot fail someone in religion. Religion is, and my mom's like, you can't give a mark for religion. Like you can't grade religion.
Her understanding of this made up concept is below average.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, no, but they passed me. But it was just like, I hate when you get a teacher that hates you. I wonder, this is why I couldn't be a teacher though. Cause like, I'm sure every year you get a kid that you're like, this fucking idiot, and I have to be around him every day for the whole school year, and I have to act like I care about him, but I want to murder this child. Like I would feel like that about so many children. I feel, or
well,
their
the worst
parents.
part is like they have, they probably have like a handler, right? And they have prone to outbursts, and you're like,
no,
fuck.
I'm not saying a special needs kid. I'm just saying just a kid.
I'm
that
saying
you don't like.
you would hate the special needs kid.
No, I would not.
You would.
Stop it.
It happens. It happens all the time. You think teachers are just, I don't like brats. Like teachers are like, fucking old Ricky.
They're not.
Old Chelsea in the chair. She is fucking annoying. We haven't gone on a field trip. Guess why?
Oh my God, you're horrible. You're so horrible.
Old no stairs over there. Can't go to the museum. No, I mean, I don't think you would hate special needs children.
No, I don't think I would.
The ones that have behavioral issues you'd hate, right?
I'd always just like, I did day camps, and I remember this is when, because I was like, maybe I'll go into education. And so I did summer day camps for a year at like Fort Edmonton and like John Walter. And I remember that it was like, well, one time I had a kid that like, on their notes it said this, if she gets upset she will throw up. So the whole time I was like, making this kid always happy, never throw up. But then there was another kid that like clearly had some sort of disorder, or I don't know what it was. She either had fetal alcohol syndrome, but she was just like, I had to like get her to look me in the eyes or she wouldn't listen to instructions. Like it was sad. And it was sad because the mother said, oh no, she's fine, there's nothing wrong with her. And I was like, oh, this kid is never going to get help because this woman's in denial and this kid needs help. And she was a sweet little kid, but yeah, that's when wrong. I'd probably hate people, is like when you'd get a parent that is completely.
And some kids go into school with no lunch.
I know, that's the saddest. My aunt worked at like inner city schools, and she says it was just like so upsetting. Like kids would come to school with no shoes on, like serious. But and then you get these like rich kid schools where there's like, I got Fruit Loops and like.
And the worst part about those broke people that are sending their kids to school without lunch is they're, you think like, oh, it's so sad because they want their kid to get an education, but they don't have enough money for food. But the reality is they're like, I'm a fucking low life kind of drug, I have a drug and alcohol problem. I've got some emotional problems.
I would say most of the time that
and I don't want my kid around.
Yeah.
I'm sending them to school to get them the fuck out of my hair while I.
And they're going to eat there. So yeah. Oh, I just like, ugh.
That's why I wouldn't want to be a teacher.
Kids, and I'm like, why do you get kids? Ugh.
It's the easiest thing to do.
It's the easiest thing to do. And then it is. And
getting pregnant is way easier than not getting pregnant.
And also, like,
it's way harder to not get pregnant.
It's way harder?
Yeah, to not get pregnant. Like, if you just took no precautions, how many kids would you have? 9.
I think I might be barren. I've never had a scare.
No?
No, like, I've taken the morning after pill a couple times, but I've never had a scare where I'm like, nope, never. I've never
Scare-free.
I feel like I'm barren.
Well, why don't you stop using birth control and find out?
I haven't used birth control in years.
Really?
Yes, I don't like it.
You just let her go?
I use stuff, but I don't just let her go. You just let her go.
You're just letting her go?
You just let her go. You're just finger crossing it. You're just finger crossing it. We're okay. No, I just never have. I'm shocked that I never had a scare. But
well, hopefully you get one before.
Why does everybody want me to have a kid so bad?
I don't want you to have a kid. I want you to have a pregnancy scare before you hit menopause.
That's true. I think every woman needs one pregnancy scare to feel like a real woman.
Exactly. Like you don't need to have babies.
You need to have the baby, but you have to know that you are capable of doing it.
Stress, like an elevated heart rate for 3 days. How do I tell that guy from Tinder?
Oh my God.
Tinder dad. Hey, Tinder dad, you're.
Oh my God. Well, I swiped on her and then I came in her and then you came around.
And then automatic DNA test, right? There's a Tinder pregnancy. It's a no-brainer. Both. It's not even personal. It's not even offensive, right? Like if you're a woman and you're like, you tell somebody you met on Tinder that you're pregnant and it's got to be their baby. Yeah. They automatically get a DNA test, right?
I would think so. I guess because I think everybody, and I don't think that's slut shaming.
You're entitled to that.
At first I thought it might be a little slut shaming, but I feel like everyone on Tinder is a total slut. So like I'm sure guys are fucking everyone and girls are fucking everybody. So everyone's being total sluts about it.
They're being fucked.
And I'm not using slut in a negative term.
How many times have we done this podcast? What episode
I don't even
is this?
know.
We should go back and count. We should get a math nerd.
To come again. Let's hire someone to count for us.
Math nerd to come in here and tell us how many episodes
we've done. If we have any math nerds listening, would you like to come on our show and count for us?
Or even just people who know how to read English and numbers off of a page. We don't know.
Well, just anybody. We do have a producer, but we could get a little intern. That'd be fun.
This podcast needs an intern.
25 episodes?
25. Holy shit. What a load of shit. We just been talking a load
What
of
a load of shit.
Oh well, what we've been talking too
How
long.
long have we
now.
been talking
Way
for?
too long.
104.
Oh, that's way too fucking
Way
long.
too long.
You were blabbing away about stuff. I was trying to keep it light.
Yeah,
and
right.
Then you went dark
You kept
with it.
going dark.
I wasn't going dark. I'm trying to have fun. I've turned over a new leaf.
I'm just good time, Sean.
I have to fucking write a stupid debate tonight, so.
I have to write 30 minutes of clean material.
Good.
We'll see.
It all starts tonight.
It all starts tonight.
And then you can test it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Kathleen does a clean joke corner.
Yeah, why don't... Okay, every week from now on, I'll have a clean joke.
Yeah.
All right. That'll get me 30 minutes, actually.
Yeah. And then people can respond and say...
And the best part about clean comedy is you can totally bomb and you're just like, I guess
I'm
you don't...
not bombing.
I
I'm
guess
talking.
you don't get my clean sense of humor. I guess you're the dirty ones now.
Yeah, you dirty snappers. Yeah, clean comedy is like you can easily slip into storyteller mode.
Yeah, I'm not saying
right?
it's
You're
easy,
just
but
telling-
I'm saying,
no,
yeah.
No, but I'm saying
I
like you can
could,
just
yeah.
pretend you're telling a story now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm just telling a story. It doesn't. But if you're dirty and you're like, and then I came all over her face.
I
Like,
like
and then
queef
people-
clean and dirty.
Queef clean?
I queef clean.
You got a clean queef
Is
joke?
this our song for this episode? The queef cleaner?
Yeah, the queen cleaner.
Queen cleaner.
You know,
Cleans
because that's
your
what she
queefs.
does.
She cleans your queefs.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be fisted with the queen's hand.
That's why Harry and Meghan left.
Oh, gross. It was racist.
It was...
The thing you just said was racist.
No, it wasn't.
Anything you say about a black person is racist.
Oh my God.
Can we just stick to white people?
That's what you've been doing your whole fucking life, Sean.
Oh, come on. Some of my best friends are Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Do I have any black friends?
I don't know. Are you going to get a TikTok when you go home?
No.
No.
You have a TikTok.
I got a
How many
TikTok.
followers do you have?
Like 30.
That's a lot.
No, it's not.
That's a lot for TikTok.
No, but it's fun. I don't know. We'll see. It's embarrassing actually to be older and on it. It's kind of humiliating, but it's some of the stuff is fucking hilarious and then some is just sad.
Yeah.
Just
It's kind of
sadness.
TikTok sounds like life.
It's true. TikTok is the new life.
Thanks for being on my podcast.
Thanks for having me on our podcast.
Oh,
Go
goodbye.
cash us in and get us ticket for tomorrow.
Goodbye, Wendy. I should not say that for the end of our podcast.
No, that's fine.
Good night.
She's listening from up above.
No, she's a raccoon already.
That was always her dream.